Hello, welcome to another Vinyasa practice. My name is Kathleen. We're going to get started straight away, no props required. So let's begin in child's pose. I hope this finds you really well. We've got beautiful sunny weather over here in Western Australia at the moment, so getting outside more than usual, which is absolutely lovely. So bring the toes together. We'll take the knees nice and wide to the edges. Reaching arms over. We know to settle the elbows down, soften the heart. Just resting the weight of the head down. Taking a couple of slow, deep breaths. Just gifting ourselves a few moments here to settle in, to slow down. And draw the attention into this moment. Beginning in this beautiful restorative posture, such a clear signal that our practice is about to begin. We get really comfortable in the body. I find the breath immediately just begins to smooth out, to deepen. Everything slows down. We come to a stop before we begin. Just feeling into the weight of the bones as they melt down towards the support of the earth. A relaxing of the muscles. Just unlocking around all of the joints. Releasing the connective tissue. Just checking in with how we feel, setting the tone and the intensity of your practice today. I find I try and balance these classes with really strong flow, building body heat. But then we come all the way down the other side where we can surrender into longer holds. Reground back down towards the earth where we can let go and surrender. Setting ourselves up for a beautiful Shavasana. The movement part of our practice essentially is to set us up to sit comfortably for meditation. So wriggle out, adjust, find what helps you to create a more spacious and open body. Whatever helps to release tension, let go of holding, tightness. What calms the mind? Come back to deep breaths throughout this entire class to soothe the nervous system. Let's take one more breath here. Nice big clearing breath out. And we'll start to lift the head. Find very gentle half circles. Just come up right hand side. Sit back into child's pose. Sweep past the heels and lift up left hand side. So just starting small, starting slow, inviting the movement into the body. Just rolling out through the back of the hips, the lumbar spine. Just tilting, dropping through the pelvis, just massaging and rolling out the hip joints. You may find this nice and warming for the shoulders and the wrists also. We're going to build on these half circles and add in full circles, pushing out through the ribs, rolling across the wrists. Beginning to link our breath also to this movement. Good. As you come back to child's pose, start to reverse those circles. Pushing out through the ribs, crossing the body weight over the wrists, and then circling the hips over the heels. And feel free to go a little rogue, to break out of this circular movement. You can add in dropping through the hips. Maybe roll out the head and the neck. Just play with this. Find out what feels good in your body. Notice any areas that catch or feel a little sticky. Linger there. Offer a little more time and attention to those places that resist. Getting a little cracks out of the body as we warm up. Totally normal. Just one more. Once again, land center, realigning into child's pose, and then lift the body. Lock the elbows in, turn the biceps forward. We're going to lower all the way down onto the belly. Stacking the hands so you can rest the forehead onto the hands, and then bending up at the knees and flex and pointing through the feet. So just start waking up the lower half of the body now. Add in some circles. Again, little cracks maybe for you as well as synovial fluid starts to move through the joints. Just flexing the toes, pulling the toes back so you stretch the arches, the inside, the outside of the ankles. And then flexing the feet as if you're standing on the ceiling. We're going to drop the shins and the feet right to left side. So like windshield wiper. You can lift one hip at a time just to allow for a deeper rotation. Really nice and warming for the lumbar spine. We don't have a great deal of space here, so make sure you've got room at the back of your mat to explore both the right and left side of the body. Good. We'll land center once again. Extend the legs long. Slide the hands in under the shoulders. Push the body up into tabletop position. So shift the knees in under the hips. Spread the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck all 10 toes under. Now to activate through the core, switch on through the center of the body. We're going to lift the knees up in line with the ankles. Bear pose. We want to push the heels back. Reach the crown of the head forward and then wrap the core tightly around the torso. Just holding here, maybe feeling the heat building in the body. We've stacked the shoulders over the wrists, hands are spread. So already practicing that real strong planting down through the palms, protecting the wrist in our poses. Take a big breath here. As you exhale, start to straighten the legs, soften the heels down, like a really short downward facing dog. I'm going to inhale back to bear. Exhale, hold here. Refill the breath. As you exhale, straighten the legs, releasing them out. One more time, inhale. Exhale, holding strong. Refill the breath. As you exhale, straighten the legs, sink the heels. Now begin to lengthen out down dog. So maybe step the hands forward. Soften into the knees, drop the heels so you can bend and tilt through the hips. Reaching them away. So we're creating lots of length through the back of the legs, down the sides of the body. Ujjayi breath in and out through the nose. So you can feel and hear this breath as it enters and leaves the body. We energize and expand on the breath in. We sink and soften into the pose. Big breath out. One more. Good. Bring the gaze forward. Little baby steps. Walks us to the top of the mat. So usually we'd halfway lift straight through the center line. We're going to take both hands over to the right shin. Halfway lift here, arrowing the head towards the corner of the mat. Still flattening the spine. As we exhale, wrap both hands to right calf. Bow the head down. Switching sides, both hands to left shin. Halfway lifting on the angle. As we exhale and fold, both hands to left calf, bow the upper body down. Again, right side, inhale. Exhale, fold. Walk to left side, inhale. Exhale, fold down. And then find the center line. Maybe one hand on each calf here. Just encouraging the upper body to close, to soften forward. Maybe Uttanasana in your body feels better with the arms loosely reaching down or cradling opposite elbow. Adding movement or holding still, just settle into the most comfortable or your most favorite version of Uttanasana for your body. Strong and grounded through the feet. Soft and loose from the tailbone right to the crown of the head. And then we're going to rest the hands down. Tuck the chin, bend the knees more deeply, draw in through the belly to slowly begin rolling up. Taking our time, spreading space across the upper back. Looping the shoulders back and down. Roll them out just a couple more times. Free up the base of the neck. Find a little bit of space between the shoulder blades. I also like to add in wrist rolls, ankle rolls, but just whatever helps you just to break out of any patterns that help to free up and unlock the joints. And then landing into Tadasana. So grounding down through the feet and then lifting, drawing energy back into your body. Again, strong through back body, light and buoyant through the front. We're going to inhale, reach the arms overhead. Keep the left arm lifted as you push down right hand side. Take the gaze with you. Inhale, sweep back up. Left hand side, opening through right side body. Inhale, sweep. Palms touch. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Halfway lift. Step back to high push-up position. Check in here. Decide whether knees are lifted or you want to soften them to the earth. Take a big breath in. Push forward slightly, bend the elbows. We lower all the way down. Point toes away, roll shoulders back. Finding baby cobra or lifting, opening to upward dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. One breath here. Nice big breath out. Step or floating forward, halfway lift. Bowing down. Inhale, push through the feet, circle all the way up and over. Exhale, right hand presses down. Circle up. Exhale, down left hand side. Inhale, sweeping. Exhale, you've got that whole breath out to fold forward. Halfway lift. Nice long spine. High to low push-up, your variation to lower with your breath. Baby cobra or upward dog. Exhaling, brace the belly, sink the heels, soften into down dog. One inhale. Clear it out. Last time through, step or float forward. Long spine. Bow down. Inhale, circle all the way up and over. Right hand presses down. Inhale, refill the breath. Exhale, down, left hand side. Inhale. Exhale, folding, hinge from the hips. Half lift, shoulders back. Exhale, brace the belly, elbows slide past the ribs. Refill the breath, spread the collarbones. Exhale back to downward dog. We're going to lift right heel high, one breath. Step all the way through, drop back heel down. We're rising up into warrior one. On the exhale, bend the elbows, big cactus arms. Refill. On the exhale, this time we sweep the arms behind you, pushing back through the fingertips. Inhale, rise up. Try that again. Sink into the legs, big cactus arms. Inhale. Exhale, sweep back behind. One more round through. Good, drop into the legs. Inhale, sweep behind. Last breath, hold steady here, sink, drop the hips, both hands land, right foot steps back. Begin lowering so you don't run out of breath. Refill. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left hand side, lift the heel up, three-legged dog. Stepping through, drop back heel. Arms float up. Drop the elbows, lift heart center. Reach up. Sweeping behind, fingertips reach back. Inhale. Cactus arms. Refill. Sweep behind. Just riding the breath. One more round through. Last inhale, holding here, sink a little bit further. Both hands land, left foot back. Vinyasa flow. Big, huge breath. Exhale back into down dog. We're going to move to the top of the mat. So either jump or float forward. You can step through if you wish. Bowing down. And then as you circle all the way up overhead, bring palms to touch. Draw them down to heart center. Catch your breath, roll the shoulders. So we're going to move through our sequence from the very top of the mat. We've got a little bit of balance. We're also going to add in a rotation. So as we usually do, first round through, nice and slow, learning our way, feeling the poses in the body. And then we flow. We're just going to shift from right to left side, really fluid. Palms at the heart, we're going to reach the arms over, bringing the left knee with you. As you exhale, everything sweeps back to warrior three. Need to be active through the glutes, belly, reach and push the heel away. And then we lightly step into high lunge. Arms are going to reach up overhead. As you exhale, turn to right hand side, T-shaped twist as you splice down through the arms. We inhale back into crescent. So squaring hips and shoulders, we reverse our way back to the top of the mat. Warrior three. Hands to heart, draw the knee in towards the belly, and then letting left foot land. We shift to second side. Right knee lifts, arms float up. Warrior three, sweep everything behind you. Just hold for a second with your balance. Back foot lands, crescent lunge. Turning to left hand side, this time we open the arms, sink into the lunge. Inhale, realign. Exhale, kick back, heel up, warrior three, hold steady. Sweep everything forward. Hands to heart, foot lands onto the earth. So let's smooth this out, make it a little more fluid. And then we're going to shift right to left side. Nice and continuously linking our breath. Arms float up, left knee rises. Warrior three. Full crescent lunge, inhale. Turn to the right, T-shaped twist. Inhale back up. Warrior three. Inhale, sweep the leg through, hands to heart, left foot lands. Change sides, right knee up. Warrior three. Full crescent. We turn to the left, open the arms, sink into the body. Inhale, square. Warrior three. Draw everything forward, lift the knee. Changing sides, one more round through. Inhale. Warrior three. Crescent lunge. Open twist. Inhale, square up. Back to warrior three, making our way to the top of the mat. Let the foot land, one more round through. Crescent. Twisting. Squaring, find your balance here. Kick to warrior three, steady and strong. Knee through, hands to heart. Place the foot down, roll out the shoulders. Full vinyasa flow back to downward facing dog, your way. Inhale. Exhale, bow. Halfway lift. Step or float back, chaturanga, dandasana. Baby cobra or up dog. Exhaling back to downward dog. Now we're going to walk the hands in towards the feet. Get up off the arms for a little bit. Widen the feet. You're going to keep the feet square with the edges of the mat. Grab the outer ankles. Bow the head down. So I want you to shift from right to left side. So you're tilting the pelvis. So from the front view, head and torso stay centered. The movement is through the hips, dipping one side at a time, stretching through the groin. Just imagine the head of the femur bone rolling around the hip socket. In a moment, this is going to become an essential part of our recovery, because as we pause through this center line here, fingertips down, we're going to heel toe the feet a little wider, turn the toes out, sink the hips down. Elbows are going to move to the inside of the thighs. Fingertips together. Yogi squat here. Super tempting to drop down into malasana and sit down into the joints. But we're holding here at this midway point. Heart is lifted, shoulders are soft. You may notice I'm shifting right to left. Just trying to soothe the bodies to stay here without holding in the intensity of staying really still in the squat. Just slow the breath. Learning to stay and use the breath as a tool when we become uncomfortable. Lactic acid building, I can feel that as well. The heat also rising in the body. Take another breath. Another big breath out. Fingertips land to the mat, push the heels out. Again, that recovery tilt through the pelvis. The legs wash out. Any lactic acid build up in the thighs. We hang the head for a moment. Just holding here, recovery mode. And then we're going to come into round two. Fingertips land under the shoulders. Point the toes out, draw the heels in, sink the hips. Second round two. We had a joke in class this morning that by Friday, I'll be the first one to lift out. By then I would have taken this sequence maybe 6 or 7 times. This is only day 2 of teaching this, and already that lactic acid builds so quickly. But we're just going to stay. We're going to shift. I'm going to unclench my jaw. Soften through the back of the neck and the shoulders. Take another big breath in. Nice big breath out. Fingertips land. Heels press wide, grab the outer ankles. Shift here, tilt the pelvis. Good, we're going to take one more round. Just building a little bit of strength and endurance in the lower body. Fingertips land. Heels draw in. I'm doing this with you. Drop the hips down, lift the heart. Just picking up pelvic floor, drawing in through the belly. Close the eyes down if you need. Again, return to Ujjayi breath. Let the breath energize the body. Let the exhale cool you down. One more. Good. Fingertips land. Push the heels out. That was the very last time. Flush through the legs. You're going to heel toe the feet closer back onto the mat. Walk the hands forward. And then drop the knees. Keep the feet fairly wide. So as you sit the hips back between the heels, just walking the hands behind you a step. Stretching, releasing into the front of the thighs and the hips. From this position, we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to just extend the right leg only out in front of us. So keep that left foot tucked in behind and then shift towards the right long edge of the mat. We're going to open the knee like an L shape with your long leg and your left leg, just squaring everything up. And then we're going to take 30 seconds in each part of this sequence. So there's 4 different poses, starting with hands down in front of the groin. We want to tilt the pelvis just a little bit so we're not rolling back onto the sit bones and into lumbar spine. So hands land, lift the heart up, take a full breath. And then as we exhale, start to soften the heart over, maybe walking the hands forward a little. We're going to hold each pose for 30 seconds. Now, if we're breathing slow and deep, this is only 3 to 4 big breaths. So soften in straight away. No holding back. And then keep the torso really low. We're going to creep the hands over towards that long right leg. Both hands land either side of the shin. Maybe you're a little higher and they're either side of the thigh. Square up hips and shoulders towards that right leg. Half lift. Exhale, fold down. 30 seconds here. Good, hands walk in. We're going to shift that left back knee forward. Square up the hips so the knees shoot straight out of the pelvis, straight in line with the hips. And then we're going to take a twist to right hand side. Right hand lands behind, left arm crosses the body to outer thigh. Sit up really tall. On the exhale, we rotate. Take the gaze over the right shoulder. Good, turning forward. Last posture, this 4 of 4. Unhook that back leg. We're going to lay the left shin down in front of us. So the outer left ankle lands up onto the right thigh. Really important here that we flex the feet. Wake up the ankles so we're holding really steady through lower body. If you want fire log pose, bend that bottom leg so you're stacking the shins. An even deeper hip opener here if that's feeling really good in your body today. I'm holding here. You can stay with me if you like or deepen the hip opener. Halfway lift. Exhale to start to close that gap between the belly and the shin. Slowly we begin to rise up. Unhook that foot, take the feet as wide as the mat, hands behind you. Windshield wiper once again, just dropping the knees and the shins from right to left side. Flush out through the hips and the pelvis. And then we change side, this time left leg. Nice and long, shifting over to the left long side of the mat, so you're lining up. The right leg, the foot comes behind us. If this feels too much for that right knee, switch it up. Just move the foot to the inner thigh so there's less pressure on the joint. But if the foot's coming back, see if you can find that capital L shape through the limbs. And we begin, first posture, both hands out in front, tilting the pelvis forward, lift up really tall, huge breath. Soften into the elbows, maybe walking the fingertips forward, bowing the body down towards the earth. 30 seconds. And if you want to revisit these stretches at a different time, you can hold for as long as you like. In yin, 3 to 5 minutes to really move into a deeper layer of the body beyond just the muscular layer, down into the joints and deep tissue. Good, keep the chest low. Walk the hands towards the left shin. Square hips and shoulders over the legs. Rebow the body over. Still pointing up through left toes, flexing them back, staying active through the body. As soon as we drop that and roll out, we lose the intensity of the stretch. Good. Push into the earth, lift the chest, grab that right leg, swing the knee forward. Hips in alignment with the knees. Gentle twist over to left hand side. Right arm crosses the body, lift up nice and tall. Let the exhale lead you into the rotation. Good, turning forward, last stretch of this series. Picking up the right foot, laying it across the left shin. Flexing foot, opening the knee out. Maybe you're choosing to bend that bottom leg. My hips don't sit in this position. I'm much too close through that right hip to allow fire leg pose to feel comfortable in the body. So I like that bottom leg extended. If you have more room in your pelvis and your hips, stack the shins. Find that double hip opener and then start to soften the chest forward. But I even hold the support of the foot, encourage the knee down with right hand. Not a lot of external rotation on this right side for me. So we work with what we have. Start to soften the chest. I need to really mindfully unclench around the hips and the glutes. They're holding so tight. Just slowing the breath. And maybe some people assume that yoga teachers are all ex-dancers, all ex-ballet. Definitely not that for me. Yoga has seen me from pumping really heavy weights in a lot of competitive sports, a very injured and unbalanced body. It's helped me ease a lot of those imbalances in my body and heal my injuries. So I'm back running, back playing touch rugby. I really hope that these sort of practices can create more space in your body too. Just take a break from smashing ourselves to reopening. Big, long, deep breaths just to soothe our body and mind. Good. We release the leg forward. Maybe once again, take the feet wide, drop the knees and shins right to left. You may notice that this movement shifts you forward up the mat, which is actually quite perfect. We need to begin to roll down on our back. Now that we've started to unwind from the flow and the intensity of the class, with a few longer holds, we can roll down. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. A couple of nice big adjustments and cracks as I roll down. It's always welcome. And then just extending the legs and the arms long, taking a full body stretch. A lot of forward folding through that last sequence. So just decompressing the spine here, neutralizing the body. If there's anything else you want to add or practice, an extra twist, an inversion, just feel free to do that now. But we make ourselves comfortable as we land into Shavasana. So if that means for you grabbing an eye pillow, a bolster for under the knees, a jumper if you've cooled down really quickly, just do that now so you can settle down and settle in. So we return back to normal breath, not that strong Ujjayi breath, just an even, natural in and out. Really dropping the weight of the head so the back of the neck can soften. We open through the feet so we can unlock around the ankles, the knees, and the hips. Softening the belly muscles, relaxing the spine down towards the mat. All that movement, like I said earlier, essentially sets us up for meditation so we can sit comfortably or lie comfortably. We've opened the body, we've shifted stagnant energy. From here we give ourselves permission to simply be as we are. Taking a few moments here to recharge, to recenter. No rushing to sit up. Stay as long as time permits for you in Shavasana today. While you rest here, I thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.